Week 21 of the fantasy basketball season. Look ahead for the playoff push for fantasy owners, with playoffs starting this week in most head-to-head leagues. The first forward, Gigi Jackson of the Memphis Grizzlies. So Gigi Jackson, he came out of nowhere, obviously, this season. He pretty much was a guy that wasn't going to play at all this year, but with all the injuries we've seen players go down in Memphis, Gigi Jackson, he played well, and he got a 4-year contract now with this Grizzly team. On the year, 12.5 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, 1.8 threes, and 42% from the field. But the last couple weeks, 17.8 points a game, 4 boards, 1.7 assists, 2.2 threes a game, and 41% from the field. To Jackson, he's been on a hot streak over the last couple weeks, and he's been added in 17% of fantasy league for the last week. But still, surprisingly, he's out there in 68% of leagues. So March 12th versus Washington, 19 points, 2 boards, and assists, a block, a 3, 43% from the field. March 13th versus the Hornets, 26 points, 4 boards, 6 threes, 47% from the field. And March 16th versus the Thunder, 19 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, a block, 2 threes, 35% from the field. So Gigi Jackson, he could give fantasy owners 4 or 5 categories, I believe, on most nights: scoring, 3-point shooting, rebounding, assisting, and even blocking shots. Had a block in 3 out of the last 4 games. So Jackson, athletic youngster, 19 years old, and he's getting good playing time. And obviously, like I said, he's made the most of it, already getting a 4-year contract extension early in the season. So right now, with this Memphis Grizzlies team out of the playoff hunt and all their key players hurt and young guys like Jackson are playing, he's a nice add. Simon Fontecchio of the Detroit Pistons. So when he got traded from the Jazz to the Pistons, I didn't think he'd get this much playing time and have this much fantasy value. But Fontecchio definitely proved me wrong, and he's been playing good basketball. On the year, 10.4 points a game, 3.7 boards, 1.5 assists, 2 threes, and 46% from the field. In the last couple weeks here, 17.3 points a game, 5.1 boards, 1.7 assists, a steal, 3 threes, and 50% from the field. So right now, he's giving fantasy owners 4 categories as Fontecchio. He's available in 53% of fantasy leagues. So the last few games for him: March 13th versus Toronto, 12 points, 4 boards, 2 threes, 27% from the field. March 15th versus the Heat, 24 points, 6 boards, a steal, 5 threes, 56% from the field. And March 17th versus the Heat, 13 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 threes, 41% from the field. So Fontecchio, he's hitting that 3 ball. He's rebounding the basketball at a good rate. And for the most part, his field goal percentage has been solid as well. So right now, if you need those categories, and he's playing 4 games this week as well in week 1 of the fantasy playoffs, he's a good add this week is Fontecchio. Next add's Caleb Martin of the Miami Heat. So we saw Caleb Martin really turn it on last season in the playoff push and helping the Heat get to the championship, but falling short to the Denver Nuggets. And Martin, most of the season, he's been banged up. On the year, 10.6 points a game, 4.7 boards, 2.1 assists, 1.3 threes, and 45% from the field. But the last couple weeks, he's starting to get a rhythm: 12.2 points a game, 4.8 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 2 threes, and 46% from the field. So this Miami Heat team, we know they're trying to make that late season push. We're faltering a little, but have won the last 2 games in a row, even though I know it was both games versus a weak Detroit Piston team, one of the worst teams in the league. March 13th versus Denver, 9 points, 2 boards, and assists, a 3, 42% from the field. March 15th at the Pistons, 18 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, a 3, 57% from the field. The March 17th at the Pistons, 10 points, 7 boards, a steal, a block, 2 threes, 33% from the field. So Martin, he's pretty much going to give you rebounding, scoring, and 3-point shooting. Everything else, pretty much, he don't do, except once in a while he'll have a couple games where he gets a 5 assist, 6 assist ball game. So right now, Martin's out there in tons of fantasy leagues at 73%. His playing times have been very consistent, 25, 30 minutes a game. And I would give him an add this week, and he's another player this week playing 4 games, which is good for the first week of the playoffs in these head-to-head leagues. Next adds his teammate Jaime Jaquez, Miami Heat. I mentioned him last week as an add, is Jaquez, and it's been an up-and-down rookie year for him. But another diamond in the rough that Eric Spoelstra and this Miami Heat team has found, and he's been really targeted coming out of college. On the year, 12.5 points a game, 4 boards, 2.6 assists, 1.1 steals, and 49% from the field. But the last couple weeks, his field goal has gone up, but the points down a bit: 10.8 points a game, 4.8 boards, 2.2 assists, 1.2 steals, and 54% from the field. So Jaquez, he could do a little bit of everything for fantasy owners. And right now, he's out there in 59% of fantasy leagues. March 13th versus Denver, 8 points, 2 boards, 33% from the field. March 15th at Detroit, 2 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, a steal, 20% from the field. But March 17th, he had a nice bounce back game last night, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a block, a 3, 42% from the field. Hosquez, he's getting good playing time, 25, 30 minutes a game as well, like Caleb Martin. And like I said, they find these diamond in the roughs every season, it seems like, is this Miami Heat team with undrafted guys and guys late in the second round. And Vasquez, obviously, is one of those guys in that category once again. And he's playing good basketball, and I believe he can help fantasy owners. This week in the fifth and final forward, I looked here off the wire. Jordan Nwora of the Toronto Raptors, and Nwora, he got thrown in that Pascal Siakam deal, and now he's making the most of his playing time. And we know RJ Barrett, he's had issues off the court, obviously, and wish him well what's going on with him. And also, Scotty Barnes coming off surgery, he's not ready to come back, and he possibly could be out for the season, is Barnes. So right here, Jordan Nwora, he's getting playing time, and he's made the most of it over the last week on the season. 5.9 points a game, 2.2 rebounds, and assists, 42% from the field. But the last couple weeks, 8.7 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, 1.3 threes, and 43% from the field. So Nwora, he's been getting that playing time, like I mentioned, 20, 25 minutes a game over the last few games. And he's going out there and he's playing good ball. March 13th at the Pistons, 12 points, 2 boards, 3 steals, 2 threes, 45% from the field. March 15th versus Orlando, 14 points, 5 boards, 2 steals, a block, 3 threes, 62% from the field. And March 17th, in that back-to-back with Orlando, another great game, 18 points, 7 boards, an assist, a block, a 3, 77% from the field. So Nwora, he's getting good looks. He's hitting that 3 ball with a good rate. Field goal percentage is good. And like I said, with RJ Barrett dealing with personal off-the-court issues, and also Scotty Barnes went under surgery and he's possibly out for the season here, and he's going to get some playing time, and he has made the most of his opportunity where he really hasn't played much in his NBA career as Nwora. So now he's available 95% of fantasy week. He's a good add this week. So that's a few forwards I look to add with the first week of the playoffs starting for week 21 of the fantasy basketball season.